up, crypto warriors? It's Soldier Crypto back at it again. A lot of great news happening in the space today, or for the whole week pretty much. Bitcoin's price should be well above 80K if you ask me. But what do I know? All right, so today is the 31st of March, Wednesday the 31st of March, 2021. And we are in a little recovery phase right now. Bitcoin's trading sideways pretty much. And wherever Bitcoin goes, everybody else tend to go. Wow, look at that. Ethereum is up quite a lot over the past 24 hours. Pretty much sideways trading for the most part. Nothing's down significantly. Filecoin is up a ton. Wow, look at that. And almost breaking into the top 10 there, Filecoin. But yeah, everything. Oh, and Tron. Whoa. Wow. Still not mad that I got rid of my bag, so. But yeah, look at that from Tron. Tron is pumping. All right, just be careful out there, folks. Let's get into it. Bitcoin treasuries. This is BitcoinTreasuryReserve.com. Holding Bitcoin in treasury is becoming a corporate standard. It's a good website to come check out to see basically who our competition is. Not really our competition, but just to see all the publicly traded companies and private companies that have disclosed that the amount of Bitcoin that they're holding in their as their treasury reserve, and companies like Mt. Gox that basically scam people out of Bitcoin. So they're keeping track of all the Bitcoin that's out there that's being held by private entities and publicly traded companies as well. Today's the last day of the quarter. We're going to see next month or within the next couple of weeks, we'll see what other companies, what other publicly traded companies have purchased Bitcoin as a treasury asset. Because as a publicly traded company, you have to disclose it. And we're going to see this treasury thing here, or this treasury tracker get updated some. All right, so we'll see that. All right, next, this is the big news for me anyway, for this channel, and it is LBRY fires back at S.E.C over aggressive and disastrous securities complaint. This is coming from Cointelegraph, and as usual, always love Cointelegraph and their great artwork, but I'm going to get into it and break it down. So here we go. Blockchain company LBRY Inc. has hit back at the Securities and Exchange Commission, saying a complaint filed against it threatens much of the crypto industry because it would define most tokens as securities. A 3-year investigation that is basically a 3-year investigation that started back in May of 2018, and the regulator is seeking a permanent injunction to prevent the company from selling more tokens, discouragement of all funds received with interest, and to pay an undisclosed amount in civil penalties. Now, what the SEC is asking for is a tad bit too much if you ask me, but what do I know? I'm not an attorney, and I don't work for the SEC or as a securities attorney or lawyer. But to me, to go after a company that's been around since 2016, right, when there were no rules, no regulations, no anything on what cryptos were as far as it being considered a security or not, you shouldn't be like trying to backtrack and then go after them years later. Okay, fine. You want to go after them? Fine them. Give them a fine and let them conduct their business, because now the blockchain is up and running and it's not dependent on a company to run. All right. Secondly, they only sold tokens to people that could get them off exchanges, and in the beginning to early investors that were accredited, because that's always been the big thing, that you can't sell securities to non-accredited investors. If they're accredited, it's not a big deal. But now you're backtracking and saying, well, you have to also pay a fine and refund these accredited investors their initial investment as well. So what is it going to be? It's either going to be that it's it's going to be accredited investors and not, your regular retail mom and pop investors and just accredited investors, or it's not. It can't be both ways. It can't be like, okay, well, as long as it's not retail investors, we don't care. And then all of a sudden change the rules and be like, okay, yeah, also accredited investors included in that, under that umbrella as well. So, total BS, total witch hunt, and the SEC is definitely in the wrong, in my opinion. All right, next. So here we go. Since 2016, 13 million LBC tokens were sold for 5 million in Bitcoin. A press release from the SEC states that the total amount raised was $11 million, including USD, and services from purchasers who participated in its offering. So they're having a conflicting numbers according to the SEC. LBRY is saying this was only $5 million worth that was sold of their tokens since 2016, right? So does that include up until right now? And the SEC is saying no, it's more than that. It's more than double what your numbers are. So they need to come together and do the maths, as we would say, right? All right. According to LBRY, while it did not conduct an initial coin offering and the SEC is not alleging fraud, its attempt to settle have been rejected by the commission. The SEC declined to offer any terms that would have made it viable for U.S. citizens to exchange tokens or to allow LBRY Inc. to continue to operate. We were willing to give them a pound of flesh, but they were only interested in our head. And that's the problem with the S.E.C. They need to take a step back and take a breather. They were willing to give them what they wanted according to their own rules, as far as, all right, well, we'll give back the money to the accredited investor or to U.S. investors, period, point blank, period, and pay a fine, right? But that's not enough. They want to shut them down totally. From my understanding, LBRY, well, if you don't know what LBRY is a platform like a YouTube platform where it's decentralized, and once you interact on a platform, either uploading videos or uploading a podcast and interacting as a viewer or an audience member, you both get rewarded in the LBRY token. And that's something that's decentralized in my eye, if it's up and running and it's an actual product. It's not smoke and mirrors. It's not vaporware. It's not just a white paper. It's an up and running platform, and the SEC wants to friggin' lob their head off. Total BS, right? Classifying all actively developed blockchain tokens as securities will be a bureaucratic nightmare for the United States residents and businesses operating in the U.S. So this is what the SEC wants to do now. It wants to basically go after all blockchains now and claim them as securities. Your 1942 when they settled? 1942 rules, all right, on what a security is cannot be applied in 2021, when back then they didn't even have computers, right? And even if they did, was the transistor invented back then? I'm not even sure, but from my recollection, computers were something in the form that we think of it now, not mechanical computers, but in the form of we think of it now, was basically like my whole apartment, like my whole house, the upstairs and the downstairs. Okay, so that's what I knew a computer to be back then, where it could take up the multifamily home, and basically we have more than that power right now, right? More than that computing power in the palm of our hands, in the form of our smartphones, or even in the form of our regular mobile phone. It still has way more computing power than they did back then in the 1950s. In the 1940s, computers weren't even a thing. They weren't even a thing. because the transistor, if I remember correctly, wasn't even invented back then. Okay, or if it was just starting out. So they only have mechanical adding machines back then. All right. So, but my point is, with that long tangent, okay, is to say that these are new things. These are like different protocols. These are different. It's a different age. So stop trying to apply your rules from the 1940s to something here in 2021, because those same, if you want to go back to the 1940s, right? Me as a black man wouldn't be able to have a platform like I do now. Me as a black man serving in the Marine Corps, okay, had to serve in a segregated Marine Corps. So again, do we want to apply the rules from the 1940s, or we want to move forward and come up with sensible regulations for a new age? What they're doing is a total witch hunt, and I'm going to get off my high horse right there. If you want to support LBRY, go to this tweet right here. I have it retweeted on my Twitter at SergeantCrypto99. Links in the description, of course. And yeah, total BS. And sign their petition for the S.E.C to go, take a chill pill and suck a fat, you know what. All right, next. So this was a big news coming out. Came out yesterday. PayPal launches crypto. That's all I see is crypto. PayPal launches checkout with crypto to let users pay in Bitcoin and convert to fiat for merchants. So all their merchants are able to accept cryptocurrencies as a form of payment with the PayPal app. All right, and all the back end stuff, or all the switching back and forth from crypto to fiat is done on the back end. All right, the merchants don't have to worry about it, and neither does the not the employee, I'm gonna have the total brain fart here. The person paying for the goods, the customer. Wow, total brain fart. Total brain fart. But yeah, this is great news. And again, with PayPal, you're unable to take the cryptos off their platform. You're just able to purchase and sell on the platform, and now also buy products with your cryptocurrencies and accept it if you are a merchant. So this was the big news yesterday. We saw the price react accordingly, but in my opinion, the price should be way above what it is right now, because PayPal, with over 300 million merchants worldwide, this is big news. Next, Goldman Sachs. Look at Bitcoin. I love the art here on Cointelegraph. Goldman Sachs ready in Bitcoin product for clients. Bitcoin bounces above 58K. All right, so Bitcoin and some altcoins will soon be available to Goldman Sachs clients, according to a new media report released by CNBC on Wednesday. Comments from an interview with Mary Rich. Her name is Mary Rich, global head of digital assets for the bank's private wealth management division, confirmed the bank's plans to offer crypto assets to investors. Again, maybe this is who the S.E.C wants to get into the space. The likes of a PayPal, the likes of a Goldman Sachs, because just last May, look at the date, folks, May 28th. I even did a video on this, May 28th. All right, Goldman Sachs lists 5 reasons why Bitcoin is not an asset class nor a suitable investment. This was in that, literally, I think May 28th was the date of the halving, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe 8 days later. It was around the May 20 something was the date of the halving, and it came out and said that Bitcoin, they gave 5 reasons why Bitcoin is not an asset class nor a suitable investment. However, now they're offering to their wealth clients, which typically means you have to have multi-millions of dollars, banking with them, and then they'll offer this product to you. All right, so we're working closely with teams across the firm to explore ways to offer thoughtful and appropriate access to the ecosystem for private wealth clients, and that is something we expect to offer in the near term. When they say they're offering it in the near term, they already bought the Bitcoin, they already bought the altcoins that they were looking to offer, and they already have them in their wallets to offer them to their clients. As we saw with PayPal, when the rumor was coming out about them buying or offering to sell Bitcoin and these other altcoins on their platform, they already had a stash or a bag, all right, available. This way, once they launched, they were able to already have it and not, running the price up trying to, fill orders and things of that nature. So again, Goldman Sachs offering their wealth clients basket of cryptos, and congratulations to them. They try to manipulate the market just 10 months ago. It's not even been a full year yet. Just 10 months ago, they tried to manipulate the market and give their 5 reasons as to why they didn't consider Bitcoin an asset class or a suitable investment, but now they're offering it to their clients. Remember, do not listen to what they say, watch what they're doing. And last but not least, again, BlackRock, world's biggest asset manager, has been stealthily trading Bitcoin. Now, they came out in January and said that they were, quote unquote, looking to get into the Bitcoin space. And they even filed some S.E.C paperwork. And again, once they file that paperwork, or they're, thinking about getting into the space, they've already been in the space. And as you will see right here, it states it turns it already has. So let me see. Let me just read the whole thing. In January, S.E.C filings, investment firm BlackRock indicated it could add Bitcoin futures to its funds down the road. It should be turns out it already has. In new S.E.C filings from today, the BlackRock Global Allocation Fund indicated that it held 37 futures contracts from the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, or the CME, worth nearly $360,000. The amount represented 0.0014% of the fund's total assets. The contracts expired on March 26th. And this was, last week Friday, if I'm not mistaken? So yeah, again, BlackRock, the largest asset manager on the world with nearly $9 trillion of assets under management. They're in the Bitcoin space. And right now, it's the futures market that they're, trading in, and they're getting their feet wet. But sooner or later, they will actually buy the underlying asset if they already didn't. And again, in the coming weeks, we will see publicly traded companies, once their quarterly reports, all right, their is it a 10Q? I think it's a 10Q. I can't remember what it is. The 10K is for the year. I forgot what it is for the quarterly report. But anyway, the quarterly reports will be coming out in the coming weeks, and we will see that a lot of publicly traded companies had purchased Bitcoin for their treasuries, and that will update the Bitcoin Treasuries report here on BitcoinTreasuryReserve.com. Let's discuss it in the comment section below. Smash that like, hit that subscribe bell, and notification bell, and all that good stuff. It's Sergeant Crypto, and I'm out. Peace.